And Rob,
I can't wait for a Pelicans Pacers final.
It might be that. A lot of young talent in that, if that's the case. Zion, Brandon Ingram, Tyrese Halliburton. The real hardcore fans would love that. I'd love that. All right, but anyway, Rob, when I was doing First Things First today, we discussed this. It might have been yesterday. We discussed it. And Nick Wright said, for a lot of people, it is better for the LeBron detractors out there. It would be better for LeBron to lose tonight rather than to go to the to the in-season tournament final and lose there. Because the detractors will say, there it is, another loss in a championship. Not an NBA championship, but still a championship. Rob, most people would throw you in that group, even though I know you're not really like a LeBron detractor. You think he's the second best player ever. But you do tend to think that way as far as, hey, a loss, better not to get there than to get there and lose. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, Nick is usually wrong, but he's Nick right on this one. And because people will hold it against him because he's lost so many times on the big stage. You know what I mean? In the biggest stage. And it doesn't matter like, oh, well, he's been there 10 times. He's still lost. You got there. And I think if he loses in another, so quote unquote, it's a championship or what is it? Right? What would you call it? Tournament?
It's tournament championship game,
right.
Yeah.
That his detractors could use it. If he just loses tonight, it would just be all right. He just didn't make it there. It would just be yet another loss on a big platform or big stage. So I do agree with that if you're going to lose, it's better off to lose here rather than get to the championship.
See, I don't get that line of thinking. Like if I'm a player in any sport, I want to go as far as I can. I want to win as much as I can. I'd rather get to the finals 10 straight years
and lose every year
and only win, say, 3 of them than to not get to the finals at all. I mean, you want to go as far as you – like if I lose in the first round 10 straight years or let's say 9 years I lose in the first round of the playoffs, and 1 year I get to the NBA Finals or the Super Bowl, whatever it is, and win it, that's better than getting there 10 times and only winning 3 or even only winning 1?
Yeah. When you're the Atlanta Braves and even the Dodgers, as we talk about now, people don't look at them as, oh, wow, it's unbelievable. The Dodgers have won 9 out of 10 NL West crowns. The Atlanta Braves won 15 out of 16 AL East crowns. They only won 1 World Series. The Dodgers have only won 1 World Series. Like, it becomes, Chris, your logic works if you don't go that many times. If you go a few times, then you're right. You would want to go and lose. You don't want to go that many times and lose. It comes off, even though it's monumental to even get to that point. It doesn't feel good that you've gone that many times. And I think the Atlanta Braves are a perfect example. Nobody looks at that era of the Atlanta Braves and holds it in high regard, despite the team they had.
I think that's
despite
an
what they had.
Nobody looks at them as like an all-time great team. They
won 15 out of 16
to say
divisions.
They don't hold them in high regard?
No, they look at them as.
I hold them in high regard.
I think when you look at the Atlanta Braves, they're dubious. It's just like the Buffalo Bills, 4 straight trips to the Super Bowl, and you lose all 4 times. That's dubious. That's not like...
I'd rather do that than never get there at all.
No, I wouldn't.
You're a competitor.
I wouldn't.
Your goal is to come... You were one of the best. Yeah. Because you know what? You also won 4 straight AFC championships.
Doesn't mean anything when you don't win at least one Super Bowl. It does mean something.
All those guys, how many of those guys are in the Hall of Fame? They're there in part because of how good those teams were,
Chris,
even though they never won the Super Bowl.
You know what everybody says when they meet one of those former Buffalo Bills? damn, I wish you guys could have won a championship. Not that you won
fine.
4 AFC championships.
That's
they go,
fine.
oh, you know what? Yeah, he played on the Buffalo Bills. You know the team that lost 4 straight Super Bowls? He was on that team.
Is it better for Dan Marino to have only gone to 1 Super Bowl that he lost rather than have let's say he had gone to 3 in the course of his career? It would have been better off just going to the 1? I mean, again, year in, year out, your goal is to win.
Yeah, but 4 straight
you're
is dubious.
trying your best to win, and you can only win if you get to play in the game. I don't hold it. Like, I think a lot of people obviously probably, Rob, even though we're not necessarily talking about him, are probably thinking LeBron, right? Because LeBron's got 10 trips to the NBA Finals. Only 4 of them did he win. He's 4-6 overall. And people, I know you look at the 6 losses a lot. To me, and I think this even is the case with you, the only place that those 6 losses hurt him, or the only comparison, if you will, is with Jordan. That's it. You still think he's the second best player in the world. It doesn't hurt him with Magic, who won 5 and lost 4. It doesn't hurt him with Kobe, who won 5 and lost 2.
But it's not just that.
Duncan won 5 and lost 1.
But it's not just that, Chris. He has other things. He has a boatload of stats and awards.
But
and
you
all
were
those other
saying
things.
he was the second best. How long ago were you saying LeBron was second best player ever?
Yeah, but
many years.
Yeah, but it's
way before he got a lot of these records.
No, but his stats. He has stats that you can't deny, and his durability and what he's been able to put up.
Okay,
so those count as well. But I'm just saying you can't say that people would look at LeBron the same if he did everything he did, Chris, went to 10 or 12 NBA Finals and didn't win one. I mean, people would look at him.
No, I mean, he's won 4.
No, I know, but that's what I'm trying to say.
Here, I'll say, here's what I'll say, and I'll be interested in your answer on this. I think LeBron is more heralded, and it was better for him to be 4-6 in the finals than to have only gone to 4 and been 4-0. What's your answer on that? You think it would be better to be 4-0?
Oh, yeah. To be 4-0? To be perfect? Yeah, I'd take 4-0.
That's not perfect, really, because the other years you didn't even get to
nobody
compete
expects you to get to the finals every year. That's just
but I don't think you're penalized for getting there. But I don't think you should be penalized for winning your conference 10 times.
If you can make it
it's not Michael Jordan,
as hard
but
as
it's
it is
still
to get
great.
there. I don't
right,
look at
it's hard to get there.
So if you get to the finals and you could win and be 4-0, people would look at that, man, when they finally made it. You know, they couldn't make it all the time. Nobody thinks that, but when they made it in the big moments, big games, he won all of his championships. It's like when I look at Joe Montana. 4-0, 11 touchdowns, no picks, 3 MVPs, two games he had to throw a touchdown to win the Super Bowl. It's an impeccable record.
Well, you brought
Chris.
in a bunch of other things.
I'm just saying. It's impeccable.
Drives and passes and things like that. But I think it's an achievement just to get to the finals. Now, obviously, you're disappointed if you lose. That's not the ultimate goal. But, I mean, Patrick Ewing, Rob, never won a ring. What'd he go to, two really only
he went to
played in the 1. I mean, the second one, he was injured. I was covering that one when they played the Spurs. I think he only got to 1 when he was kind of the guy, right? When they lost to Olajuwon and the Rockets. It's better that he got to that one. And if you want to say 2, it's better that he got to those 2 than to have been, say, Carmelo Anthony's run in New York, where they didn't even get to a conference championship.